Tyson Chicken recalls 30,000 pounds of the dinosaur chicken nuggets. Let's discuss. Good morning, everyone. Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to another coffee rant with Dino. Today we are drinking the 100% Colombian Kroger coffee. It is delicious. If you have to hit pause to get your coffee together, have coffee with us this morning as we discuss another disturbing event from Tyson Foods. Most people know Tyson Foods has been in the news a lot lately with a lot of things going on over the last year. Most recently, their team up with a insect protein, which, we have kind of mixed reviews on that. I don't really know what to think about that one, but I do know that these fun-shaped dinosaur chicken nuggets are a fan favorite for kids. That's right, kids on the channel. We have a lot. I was seeking these chicken nuggets out for people a couple years ago in the stores when we were getting a lot of comments that Tyson chicken products were gone. And they were empty shelves. They weren't getting them in. A lot of these things they weren't getting. The chicken patties, the regular chicken nuggets, and the one that kids always love, these fun chicken nuggets, these fun dinosaur nuggets, which are more, people compare them more to like cut up chicken patties, which is basically the same thing anyway. But today we are going to be reading from CNN Business website here because I was kind of reading through the USDA website and I don't know, I feel like they were kind of favoring them a little bit, and I don't know, I try to pick the most article that doesn't seem to pick sides, right? And I know, like, normally I wouldn't read from CNN on something like this, but it's really the best. It's the most drawn out article where I think we get the best information. However, I will be going over to the USD website to check out the different product numbers of this recall, and I will have those posted in the description box below. So after this video, if you are a victim who has bought these Tyson chicken nuggets over the last couple months, apparently, we're just going to go over it here. So on CNN's website here, they say that Tyson Foods is voluntarily recalling about 30,000 pounds of its dino-shaped chicken nuggets after some consumers reported finding small metal pieces in their patties. The recall announced on Saturday is for the 29-ounce plastic bag packages containing frozen, quote, fully cooked Fun Nuggets breaded-shaped chicken patties. So, yeah, they even say that there, too. According to the U.S. Department of Agriculture, Food Safety, and Inspection Services. So they just took some of these parts right from that website. So, those bags have a best if used by date of September 4th, 2024. So if it has September 4th, 2024, that is what you want to be aware of right away. We'll go into the different states that this is involved. And like I said, we're going to talk a little bit about this after we go through the article, because I have some of my own little opinion on Tyson Foods, and some of it good, some of it bad. Okay, so the bags have a best of use by date of September 4th, 2024, and were sold in Alabama, California, Illinois, Kentucky, Michigan, Ohio, Tennessee, Virginia, and Wisconsin. Okay? Again, that is Alabama, California, Illinois, Kentucky, Michigan, Ohio, Tennessee, Virginia, and Wisconsin. Okay, all with a best if used by date of September 4th, 2024. Okay, and they go on to say there has been one minor oral injury, in quote, one minor oral injury associated with consumption of the nuggets according to the USDA, but no other reports of harm so far. Okay, so before we go on here, let's scroll this back. Tyson Foods is voluntarily recalling about 30,000 pounds of its dino-shaped chicken nuggets. Okay, voluntarily. Doesn't that kind of sound like, okay, so there was an incident, but you're saying that you're voluntarily taking them down? So you haven't been ordered to take them down, but you are concerned. I mean, if I was, I don't know, like, did you guys find it in the chicken? Is that why you're voluntarily taking it down? I don't know. I don't like that. If one incident is too much, right? There was an incident, take it down. you could be so by you saying voluntarily, you're saying, well, we weren't ordered to, but we're going to do it because, we don't want anything else to happen. So you did the right thing, Tyson. Good thing that you're not leaving it out there so that you don't get sued like crazy, because that is probably what would happen. Actually, I don't know. I'm like kind of at odd ends with Tyson right now with everything that has gone on with Tyson. It just seems like it's just one bad thing after the other, and believe me, from someone who has always bought Tyson products. I love ballpark hot dogs. I always have. I love Tyson chicken nuggets. I always have. The whole thing with you guys investing with this insect protein thing, which is, I think, is a little more in depth than people want to admit or realize of what that's going to be in the future. I don't know. I don't really know. Again, I'll try to hold those opinions to myself, but I've always loved Tyson products. The chicken itself has gotten ridiculously overpriced, right? It is, one thing of that is that it's so overpriced now that people just can't afford it. Even when you have a buy one, get one free deal at Kroger, it's so overpriced. It's still better for me to go to Meijer or somewhere else. There's a lot of hidden Tyson chicken in different companies as well. We found out that Sam's Club is one of them. Sam's Club chicken is Tyson chicken. I literally saw them bringing in boxes of Tyson chicken, which had the Members Mark logo on it. So, I don't know. We've been buying Meijer chicken lately. They also own Hillshire Farm, which is not Hillshire Farm and Cons anymore, if you've noticed that. It is Hillshire Farm, completely owned by Tyson. And there's some random other things owned by Tyson as well. And yeah, I hate seeing stuff like this. It's just one thing after another. But let's see. After the injury, but officials at the agency said they were concerned consumers may still have bags of the recalled Fun Nuggets in their freezers, and advised anyone who does should discard or return the product immediately. So this was after them saying they were going to voluntarily get rid of this, that they're afraid people may still have this in their freezers. Tyson advised purchasers and consumers of recalled nuggets to cut the UPC and date code from the packaging and call or text. Here's the phone number. So if you have this in your freezer, I'm going to go ahead and say this aloud now. So if you are one that has this, you want to cut the UPC code and date code from the packaging, or just keep the packaging, and call or text 1-855-382-3101. Okay, again, that is 1-855-382-3101. Now, I mean, I would think you could take it back to the store. I wonder why they're wanting that, or wanting you to do that. I would like to think that you can just take it back from the store they got it from, because the stores are taking it off the shelves, right? Why would they even mention that? I don't know. Tyson did not immediately respond to CNN's request for comment. The Arkansas-based company is the world's second largest meat processor, and I do believe it is 20% of the meat around the world, too. Don't quote me on that. I don't see that on here, but I do believe it is actually 20%. I know it's pretty high up there. Okay, so what do we get from this? Another incident with Tyson. Let me check something here, because I want to make sure that this is true before we even talk about it. Okay. I mean, I know it's true, but I want to see. Okay, so Tyson's Food to shut down 4 U.S. chicken plants and blow to small towns. We went over this, I believe. Chicago, this was August 7th. And these were ones in Chicago. Tyson Foods is shutting 4 more chicken plants in Arkansas, Indiana, and Missouri to cut costs. A blow to small communities in the U.S. heartland that depend on the meat packer for nearly 3,000 jobs. We did go over this. Like what I'm saying, this is just a It's just a catastrophe with Tyson Foods here. And it's like, why? I don't want to tell people, oh, don't buy Tyson, don't buy Tyson, but at the same time, there's a lot of workers who are employed through Tyson. They cover a lot of different meat products. However, oh yeah, they also own Jimmy Dean, by the way. So if you're buying Jimmy Dean products, that is Tyson as well. So, I don't know, guys. Let's take a sip here. I need to process this for a second. It's frustrating. For someone that has grown up trusting the Tyson name, that has bought, and this is the first time mentioning this, okay? It's the first time I've talked about this. My family has always been Tyson fans. Always love their chicken. Their chicken is good too. I mean, it's not bad. It's just expensive. It's expensive. And you start adding these things in, guys. Chicken nuggets that are targeted for children. Now, I've had the dinosaur chicken nuggets before. I mean, they're fun. Sure, I like them. I'm a big kid. But I mean, these are targeted for children. There are metal fragments in them. And then you come out and say you voluntarily. If you would like to check the codes, they are on the USDA website. I will post those down below. Again, the best of use by date is September 4th, 2024. Make sure you check the bag. It's the 29-ounce bag sold in the states that we mentioned. There are 4 codes that are on the chicken, but I would still be a little skeptical and maybe just get your money back if you have that date on there, especially if they're in the state that we mentioned. It is the 4 codes again. I know YouTube has changed the way you look at description boxes. So what you do, if you look at the bottom here of this video, under the title, it will say more. It will say more and then ... Click on the more. Okay, if you click on more, that brings up the description of the video. And then at the bottom, I will have those 4 codes of the products that have been recalled, the 4 code numbers. And I'll get that off USDA's website. USDA's website was kind of just really drawn out. They do have like more exact numbers. It was like 29,800 and something pounds. That's a lot. That's a lot. And I know they can get out a lot of chicken nuggets, and really for the amount they push out, that's probably not that much. But it does cover all of those states that we mentioned. And it's crazy. It's crazy how much what's going on with Tyson, putting 3,000 people out of jobs back on August 7th. That was a heated discussion. We have viewers whose families that hurt by those going out of business. I mean, that's not cool. It's not cool. I mean, I understand you got to do what you got to do, but then you see them doing these things with the insect protein and all that stuff and all the different, we don't know all the ins and outs of all that. And Tyson really isn't talking much about it. We couldn't find much information other than that this company overseas, Protix, I think it's called, where they're like an insect protein based company. And I don't know. I don't know much about it. All I know is that things are being lost as things are being gained. And here we have metal fragments and 30,000 pounds of chicken nuggets. Now, I understand mistakes happen. Okay, we have recalls all the time. It is nothing new now. Like train derailments, it seems like it happens every day. Is that cool? Is that acceptable these days, though? I know some people will get on the channel and say, well, no, that happens all the time. Yeah, I know. Has that become acceptable? Is that who we are now? It's acceptable to just, have... Now, obviously, it's an accident, right? But what prevents that accident from ever happening? That's the math you have to put into these things. And I know you can say, well, there's no way you can really ever determine that. Well, then maybe you should stop making it, right? I mean, these are dinosaur fun chicken nuggets that are targeted for children. I mean, I could only imagine if my kid was eating your chicken nuggets and then all of a sudden their mouth started bleeding. Do we have to check the chicken nuggets like we check the candy after Halloween? Guys, this is a serious matter. I think it's a lot more serious than what people want to admit. And I understand that these things do happen, but they seem to be happening more and more often than people want to admit as well. And, if I know that we have a lot of people that have worked for Tyson on the channel. I've heard some pretty horrific stories of some things that I will not talk about for privacy reasons and stuff like that. But at the same time, Yeah, some of these things need to get worked out. I mean, that's a lot of chicken nuggets, that have been put out amongst the world here, and it's and I know the grand scheme of things, 30,000 pounds really isn't that much, but at the same time, is 1 pound enough, right? I mean, it shouldn't be happening, and if you can't control it, then it needs to be shut down, right? Like I said, I grew up loving Hillshire Farming Cons. Apparently, it's not the same anymore. I haven't been buying Hillshire Farming Farms, because there's been a lot of people who have said it just doesn't taste like it used to. And that's not just the case, but I mean it's gotten really high in price too. It's gotten really expensive. Um, but yeah, Ballpark hot dogs. I didn't even know they owned Ballpark hot dogs. I tried to do a little bit of research on some of the things they own, so in case they were brought up in the comments, I knew that okay, well that's something else they own. But guys, I don't know. It's one thing after another. One thing after another. That's why we always talk about being prepared. Being prepared, making sure that you know what you're putting in your body, make sure you know what you're stocking up on, things that, do the research on things, check for all the different things that you need to check on, and make sure you're stocking up on the things that you love and things that you're going to eat. This is another sad news for Tyson, as where I know a lot of you out there love Tyson, and I agree. I mean, I used to. It's getting harder and harder when you see these different events happening every month. It's putting their name in the papers, and it's putting it in there in a bad way. Despite the whole, if you're going to talk about things with merging with insect proteins and stuff like that, well, with all this eating insect talk going around, you should come out and explain a little bit more of what you're doing. I know some people know what they're doing, but you know what? They need to elaborate a little more and say, well, we don't have any discussion at this time. Well, you just came out and said you're merging with an insect company, so that, does that fall in with the whole Schwab thing? You as well easy bugs, right? I mean, you got to come out and explain a little more on that, Tyson. I just think that we got a lot of people here that have a lot of questions, and you're not giving us any answers. So, and I've searched and searched and searched, and I can't find anything. So, any information out there that anybody has, make sure that if you do post something of what's going on, make sure you post where you found it from, because I don't know. I do my research on things, and when I can't find something, it seems like it's just not there, or there's things that just aren't being said, and I don't really know. But either way, just wanted to bring this little news break out to you. I saw this popped up on my feed. Couldn't believe it. Something else with Tyson going on, and another recall. Let's not forget that this is just another recall out of the thousands and thousands and thousands that have been here in 2023. Okay? I mean, this is unacceptable. I understand mistakes happen. At what point do mistakes become an everyday thing and acceptable, right? I mean, there's things that was reading something that some people were talking about. There's a certain amount of insects and things that are allowed in food. Well, that may be true, and it sure is, but how can we get rid of all the insects in the food? How do we get rid of all that? Maybe there's not a way. Probably not, actually. And maybe there's not a way to make sure that metal fragments don't show up in a kitty chicken nugget. But if there is, should we still be putting it out there? If you can't have trust, it's the thing I've always had with Tyson is trust, and it's losing me here. The trust is going out the window. You're doing things that you've never done before, and you're changing. You're changing your quality product that we've always trusted with Tyson, and it is what it is. It is what it is. I mean, the world is changing, and we just have to live in the world that is changing to the best that we can and move on. But guys, anyway, thank you so much for this rant. That is exactly what it was. I felt like I ranted on a little more about this than I needed to, but I love Tyson. I used to love Tyson chicken, all the products, everything they did. That was a trusted name. And now it's every day there's something else that breaks that trust. So anyway, guys, thank you so much for watching. Have a great day.